Hello, fellow chess enthusiasts. I'm currently engaged in a classical event on chess.com, facing off against the formidable Dragon Chess, ranked as the second best chess computer in the world. This game promises to be a thrilling and fantastic chess battle. You will get all that you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. I started the game with d4, we have d5 c4 d takes c4, he accepted my queen's gambit, knight f3, and a less experienced player may consider the move b5. White can respond by pushing a4 and b3 to disrupt and overextend black's pawn structure, so we have knight f6 e3 g6 bishop takes c4, and after couple of moves later we have castle knight c3 and knight d7, although c6 is a solid choice. Dragon has an intriguing alternative plan to contemplate, so bishop e2 knight ups queen d2, locking the bishop within a cage might seem restrictive, but in a computer chess game, it's a viable strategy as you can maneuver your pawns to maintain flexibility, so knight c6 rook d1 bishop d7, and after couple of moves later Dragon pushed his queen side pawn, b3 a4 b4, I structured my pawns in this manner to limit the mobility of black's knights, so bishop e6 to play bishop b3. Any normal player would think of playing queen b2, let me show you the variation, but after bishop b3 rook e1 e5 center pawn exchanges, knight here knight c4 will restrict your queen position, you has to capture the knight or protect the queen. If bishop takes knight happen then after takes, a similar scenario is likely to repeat itself, queen can't go there because of bishop takes knight, the pawn will be pinned to the rook, which is why white has to move back his queen, queen takes d4, and that's it. You're at risk of losing a piece, which could lead to a game-ending disadvantage, so in this position if you dare to move back your queen first, then after bishop takes knight, takes to target the knight on c3, bishop b2 queen d2, the bishop is currently threatened, and safeguarding it is critical to avoid a potential game-ending situation. It is an undoubted truth, that the less one has to do, the less time one finds to do it in, so back to the position, I played my 4200 elo move rook b1, bishop b3 rook takes b3, sacrificing the rook, queen takes b3, my current pawn structure allows for the possibility of playing d5 during the game, so e6 bishop b2 queen ups h4 rook e8 h5, sacrificing the pawn. If you capture it, be prepared for the possibility of a knight on e4, which might lead to the idea of knight c5, to target the queen. Queen d5 queen c2 to target the pawn where the knight can engage himself for the attack, so the knight tries to defend on d7, playing e4 allows me to establish a strong and well-structured position, queen backs d5 takes knight takes pawn, here we will sacrifice the rook on d5, queen takes d5 bishop c4, getting the diagonal, and we will play our final killer move, knight g5, attacking to the f7 and h7 pawns. What's your strategy for defending your position? Even if you play the best move knight f6 to protect it, we will play bishop takes pawn check, king h8 can't possible there because of bishop takes knight, queen takes h7 will be a checkmate, and can you save the game? So in this position if you dare to play king f8 then after bishop takes f6, the queen is menacingly eyeing the pawn, and if the bishop captures, it would pose a grave threat, potentially leading to a dire position for black, takes knight check, king takes bishop queen takes check, the king has to move back knight takes check, king f8 knight e6 check, you have to capture the knight, and after takes, the game is at serious risk because of an exposed king. And white's advantage with 4 pawns adds to the pressure. If you'd like to play chess similar to my style, feel free to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more educational chess content. So back to the position, we have knight e7, takes queen to c2, I want to play knight e4 g3 king g2 to get the open file on h1, knight d5 knight e4, I had the option of exchanging queens with queen to a4, but I declined as I believed there were further strategic opportunities to explore with the queen on the board. So after couple of moves later we have bishop back to c1 to consider e4, opening up the bishop line, knight backs queen c2 bishop ups knight h5, contemplating the move g3 followed by king g2 is a possibility to open the h1 file for the rook, but I must exercise caution since the black king's position is quite secure. Black's main vulnerability lies in the absence of the g-pawn, making it a prime target for my knight to exploit weaknesses around their king, in a strategic reign of 4,000 moves. we witness a ballet of pieces, with moves like knight to e5, bishop to e2, and a knight capturing on f3, creating a complex and intricate dance on the chessboard. Choosing to capture the knight with the bishop would restrict its activity on that diagonal, rendering it less useful. Instead, I opted to take the knight with a pawn, allowing for the potential development of my king to g2 and rook to h1. This strategic setup permits my bishop and queen to coordinate for an attack along that diagonal. The key is to proceed with caution and a methodical approach. So wish you all the best. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Bye bye, take care, see you soon.